What you are about to watch is the documentation of an entire life. An individual with a randomly assigned name and identity was placed into a geometric survival simulation, his motor abilities translated through a keyboard and mouse interface. The events and lives that preceded this one are not in focus, nor future events which, from this perspective, would never happen nor hold any bearing. Ladies and gentlemen, this is One Life Only. Let's see how Hesiod does when he steps back into the world of Planetside 2. I'm surprised he's adapted so quickly to the available equipment, given most of his past fighting experience was likely with javelins or a slingshot, but there's something to be said about the simplicity of a point-and-click medical tool that can bring someone back to life. Speaking of which, it was time to spend the daily certification gained. Get back into the action as Theo works as a help for hire and find a pleasurable life that he has never had, however vague that can get. Okay. Combat medic. Upgrade. Let's get that twice. And a 2x scope. No, spend all my certs. I'm pretty sure I can't get... Oh. Let's go with nano weave. If there's one thing he needs, it's another second of life. This exhausting equipment upgrade and purchase was brought to you by Halum Helium. If you haven't tried Halum, you're drinking the wrong helium. Okay. I think we'll start at the warp gate again. This time on Indar. It's more of a desert planet. There's lush greenery in some parts, but not all of it. Okay, a little violent out here. Just disappearing. I can't really talk to these people because I'm more focused on my dark past and finding a pleasurable life. Unless they want it now. Everyone's pretty busy. I can appreciate that. With the dark and gloomy past. As usual, as per the usual, I go after my orders. This time is to take a Latum Botany Wing. I've set a waypoint, so I can find it easily on the map. It's not necessary to do so, because mission directives are placed on the user interface, but I just do it out of habit. I'm supposed to defend this base. Probably from the likes of this. Shoot. There's quite a lot going on here. We're losing it. Somebody got the harasser there. Shit. find it safest to just get out of a damaged Reaver. Can't repair it at this moment. Only an engineer can repair a Reaver. Looks like we're taking space back. It's currently occupied by the Thanu sovereignty. You can tell by the indicator on the map, or immediately above the minimap. We have the capture point cased in here. And that's what I'm going to defend. I would talk to these guys, but I have a dark and gloomy past. I feel like these guys are all help for hire. They're all fighting for freedom. We're kind of a quiet pact between everybody. So now seems like the perfect time to thank our sponsors. This episode of One Life Only is sponsored by Leland Wayne Enterprises, a Fortune 600,000 conglomeration, as well as Temu Track and Trail, the trickiest tracks for all your trailering needs. Honestly, I did not expect Mr. Hesiod, as I've learned he is called, to get this far. My average life in Planetside is about 3 minutes and 40 seconds, and Theobald had already survived at least 3 times that, showing me up. As such, I think it's only fair we should delve deeper into his randomly generated past. Daring, quiet, and gloomy had it covered. Theobald risked his life around gunfire and friendly vehicles to help out his teammates, rarely exchanging words, which isn't, quote, surprising considering for someone with his tormented past. Surviving was in his nature, of course. According to my past generator, Theobald had lost his mother in an earthquake when he was 16 years old, and was, quote, neglected by everybody. He had to survive in a bizarre world, only with his courage and wits. There were apparently 3 earthquakes in Greece between 1000 BC and 1 AD, including one in 464 BC which destroyed much of Sparta. An earthquake which inspired slave revolts and could be one of the inciting incidents of the First Peloponnesian War in 460 BC. All of that sounds like an excellent source of a dark past. His surname was inspired by a poet who lived between 750 and 650 BC, Hesiod, who worked in a tradition of formular oral poetry, which was fairly closely akin to Homer's. He wrote the story of Pandora's box, or jar I guess, and was, quote, doing something new and individual, which pointed the way that subsequent Greek poetry was to take. Of course, we can't all live up to our names. I'm gonna head up to the biolab. I'm supposed to capture these orders. TI allies. Gonna move down there. Nicking that tree. I don't know what hit me. It's about to be these vehicles. I get in one. After I bring back JJ Party Blaze. It's a close one. I'm whispering. Can't see him. And with that, I'm afraid we've hit the 8-minute mark, meaning the end of this episode of One Life Only. Theobald has survived just over 16 minutes of combat. Tune in next time to see if he can make it 8 more. I'm your host, Gold Vision, and don't forget to save.